On today's Minute of the Apes, we'll get started as soon as Richard shows up.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Divine bomb.
The only good human is a dead human!
Where there is fire, there is smoke. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes. The minute of the apes.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. That was Sean, and I'm hoping that Richard, even though I can see him in front of me, it's like he's obviously with us. Are you there, Richard?
I am here. I've been here since 3:30 a.m. when I woke up to my dog nudging me to vomit in the hallway.
Oh, ugh,
He
I
literally,
hate
he,
those
literally,
mornings.
he literally like nudged my elbow. I'm like, what does he want? So I kind of stood up and he's like walking, he's leading me, and then and I'm like, fuck. He vomits in the hallway.
Well, at least it wasn't on any carpet.
I know, and he woke me up. I mean, he was very intentional. Like, hey, I don't feel well, buddy. You got to
Sorry,
help
Daddy.
me out here.
I
So,
don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to happen soon.
so to clear up the bit of jest too at the top of the episode, we're prepping and Sean's like, we've had moments where Richard doesn't get the email as quick, and we're trying to figure out why his email doesn't come through. And so Sean very almost like, well, I guess I'll send the link to Richard. And Richard is literally in front of us right on the call. So we're all here
I'm already
together.
here. I wasn't even-
But now back to the doggy thing. I've had that too, and it's usually our little beagle. She has, I think it's called Cushing's disease or something like that. That where our other beagle had that, and then one of the things that goes along with it is they really feel dehydrated, even though they're not. The morning when you let her out, she'll run gulp water so fast that all of a sudden she'll look and go, "Bleh."
Yeah.
And I'm like, could you wait till you get in the yard so I don't have to clean it up? But yeah, those morning pukes are awful.
Yeah, there's nothing that'll get you from a dead sleep to 100 than just hearing, and you grab that dog. Ours are small enough that we can grab her and take her to the sink if we need to.
And that's if it's your partner or your dog, no matter what.
Yeah.
All right, we got minute 32. Sean, tell us what's going on.
All right, we're going to start minute 32 with Virgil saying a presidential commission on alien visitors and ends with what looks like Zero on a monitor.
All right, let's take a listen. Minute 32, battle for the Planet of the Apes.
The Presidential Commission on Alien Visitors, 1973. Is this it?
Let's see. Yes, that's it. Now, if this thing works, picture should come out on that screen over there.
All security forces alert. All security forces alert. Check out all sections in areas M5. Apprehend 3 strangers you will find there. 1 human and 2 apes. But caution. I repeat, caution. If they resist, you may shoot. But shoot to maim. We want them alive for interrogation.
If we shoot, we break 12 years of peace.
Yes, it has been rather boring, hasn't it?
As minute 32, we have a village's worth of apes and humans, plus a ghost city's worth of radioactive people.
We've got so much to unpack here. There's so many delicious goodies of what could have been and what is said. Right off the top, I got to ask a question. Apprehend 3 strangers. If they resist, you can shoot to maim. Who gives the order to shoot to maim? Use any means necessary to apprehend them. That's what you
Use
say.
not deadly force.
Yeah, maim. I just heard it and I thought, oh God. Every time Culp's going to come on, Culp's going to come on and I'm going to hate every bit of dialogue he has because no one talks like that except for Sean maybe, but no one else besides that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, these were all done out of order.
Okay.
Let's see. The security camera portion, or the all security forces alert, check all sections, was supposed to happen shortly after Culp says the orangutan I don't know, from the very, very beginning. Where is it? Hang on, sorry, I'm out of order again.
While you do that, I'm gonna so that we have something that people can listen to while you look for that. Also, he's saying there's one human, two apes. Shouldn't some of these people that he's speaking to look to one another and go, did he say apes? You know, they don't do at this point. We don't know that they know apes have existed.
There's no excitement.
None.
Yeah,
You get this entire scene of these humans that have been like, oh, okay, we got some people.
Yeah, they literally have a shot of people kind of like hanging out on some bunk beds, listening to the announcement. Oh, hey, what's going on?
It is just no tension whatsoever with the fact that there are 3 strangers in their area, even excitement from these guys. They just mentioned how bored they were and how they were moving equipment around because the governor just wants to move equipment around. And we wanted them preparing for something. Some imaginary conflict or whatever early on, and it needs to be happening here. No, they're just kind of sitting around a room. I mean, can they at least be playing cards or something?
And I thought, how many of these movies, this dystopian type thing, I'm thinking of watching the Hunger Games movies with Abby, and I know that their societies are, while they're depleted, they're a little bit not, sitting in the fallout of a nuclear zone, but they have to eat something. Put them in a grub hall where they're eating mash, just that looks awful, but have them doing something. To your point, it is... These people literally sit around and work on cars and sit in beds all day. That's all they do.
There was something, the whole bunk bed shots where they see the mutants or these mutant humans, kind of peering through the bunk bed stuff, was supposed to have the sense of, to me, something crawling awake or coming alive to come after it. So it should have been a very kind of terrifying moment, a terrifying shot as these things just kind of tumble out of bed and begin to move around. And we don't get that. They just look like they look like the prisoners in the prison yard that are just kind of hanging out, working out, not doing anything.
It's a Shawshank Redemption where they're playing the music. Everybody just looking up at the speakers.
Right. Yeah. This is so boring. Now the line, if we shoot, we break 12 years of peace, is actually supposed to happen after Virgil sees the camera.
Okay.
For the first time. And of course, the finding the tape on the presidential commission also happens after all of the moments here, with the Culp saying he doesn't know the orangutan, announcement to the security forces, Virgil sees the camera. If we shoot, us 12 years of peace, then Virgil and Caesar go back to looking in the room for the stuff, and they find the tape. I mean, it literally is all out of order the way they particularly did this. What I found really odd about the tape is that Virgil says what the tape is, and McDonald still has to look at it and go, yeah, that's it. Like the title itself wasn't enough. He had to look at the canister.
They were specifically going to look for that canister. And so when they found that canister, why did he have to verify it was that canister when it already said what it was on that canister?
Virgil can't read. Let me see that. It was ridiculous.
You the orangutan. You just like to, pontificate about infinity. But yeah.
Do we want to talk about the fact that, the picture should come out on the screen now if this thing works? And I'm like, power. Again, this whole we suddenly have power.
True. That's a very good point.
Well, I mean, we know they have power down there because of the intercom system
and the
monitors and the cameras and the unmotivated light sources that are keeping everything nice and bright down there.
The thing that happens tomorrow or Thursday, the thing that happens on Friday, by this edit hasn't happened yet. So McDonald doesn't know that there's power down there yet.
Ah.
if the thing that happens on Friday had happened sooner, then McDonald could have guessed that there's power.
Okay.
I know I'm being vague on that.
No, that's okay.
But,
When we get to that point, tell us.
but anyway, McDonald's just making an assumption that there's this, decades old projector that he can just magically turn on. Again, we wanted to see like a crank or a something or a battery. What if they had brought a battery pack with them? Like just something, in anticipation of going to the archives to start a camera like this. What if he brought a camera himself or a projector himself?
You know what?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
As you're saying this, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, how does this mystery of a phantom? Oh, look what film canister I found here. We asked for them to find something at the beginning of this film that was a mystery. And why isn't it that somebody is rushing back into the village and has found this reel of film? They found something
fantastic if they had brought that in.
And then McDonald's says, I think that there's a place within the city where we could watch this, and they look and you have even a poignant moment if you hold up the film and Caesar goes,
the pictures, yeah.
Is that my mother? That you could have that and then you pay that off. And this is no different as far as how shooting it goes. You're just telling a different story at a different time. And it would be so much more compelling than this happenstance of walking into a room that's basically all together, that basically still works, that there's no dust, there's no chaos. And to also beat into a point from yesterday when I talked about lighting of that camera, there's a shot at roughly 35 seconds in where we've got some of our mutant people, and there's a little light on their face. There's no backlight, but there's light on the wall behind them that gives separation so you can see their shapes. That's all I'm talking about with that damn camera. Throw a little bit of light so they know how to do it. It was just sloppy. They're just grabbing shots probably to get the shit done. But with that aside, I do want to say that I do like the idea of this man coming in and saying, if we shoot, we break 12 years apiece. I think that's a very interesting thing to say.
That unpacks a lot. First of all, who is the peace with? Was it the apes and other remaining humans? Was the war just with the apes and humans? Were other humans fighting humans? Because it seems to me like the apes in the village either don't know or don't care about the dead city because it was a big deal that they were going there anyway.
Yeah. This if we shoot, we break 12 years apiece is a whole nother story in and of itself that I'm like, where did that come from? Okay, 12 years apiece. 12 years apiece since the bomb dropped, which would give us some time frame about how long Caesar and
McDonald, Virgil.
Caesar and Lisa have, how old their child is, how long they've been out of the city. I mean, the 12 years to me is what we're wondering how long all this time has passed. Right. And I think that's what that 12 years is supposed to indicate.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the presidential commission was in 73. Caesar was about 20 in the next movie. So that puts that around 93.
It was in the 90s. Yeah. Early 90s.
And this is 12 years later. So that puts it about 2005.
And he's got a child that would fit in that time frame. So all this works. I do agree with Richard. It's kind of like, it's one of those 12 years apiece. Oh, what? We haven't. You've acted like you didn't even know these people are alive. Did we have out and out warfare? We should have explained that. The thing is, I like the idea of the statement. It's just there's not enough there to make it make complete sense.
And we get that if we shoot, we break 12 years apiece. And Culp's like, yes, it's been rather boring, hasn't it? And I'm like, okay, so. Is this how long they've been in the bunker? Is that when the bombs just stopped?
I mean, yeah. Was there a war that went for a couple of years or what? Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened after the bomb dropped that Mendez believes that shooting will restart some type of conflict or it's just vague. Like who else are they fighting against?
If they had comments early, we were asking for Culp to kind of have nefarious things or things that he's leading these people to do to occupy their time. I think Mendez should have been the person to say, we've got to get out of here. Our food supplies are running low. All these things. Now you could have the conversation about, are we sure we want to go down this path again? You